U.S. immigration by the numbers. As of 2022, immigrants, both legal and unauthorized, make up approximately 14% of the U.S. population, or around 45 million people. To put this into perspective, that's almost double the percentage of immigrants in 1990, which was around 8%. Legal immigrants, those with citizenship, green cards, or valid visas, comprise the majority of this group. However, estimates show that roughly 11 million unauthorized immigrants also live in the U.S., a population that has both risen and fallen with policy changes and enforcement efforts over the years. For several decades, Mexico has been the leading source of both legal and unauthorized immigrants. Over half of the unauthorized immigrant population is estimated to be from Mexico. However, in recent years, immigration from Asia has surged. India and China, for instance, now rank among the top countries of origin for legal immigrants, reflecting a shift toward highly educated workers and students. Meanwhile, Central American countries like Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador are becoming more prominent, especially among asylum seekers. These changes are largely due to economic challenges and safety issues in those countries, which motivate many to make the journey north. During George W. Bush's presidency in the early 2000s, there was a push for comprehensive immigration reform, which aimed to balance border security with pathways to legalization for certain unauthorized immigrants. While the proposed reforms didn't pass, Bush's efforts marked a significant, bipartisan attempt to address the issue. Under President Obama, immigration enforcement focused heavily on deportations. More than 2.5 million people were deported during his 2 terms, which led to him being dubbed the Deporter-in-Chief by some advocates. His administration also established the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA, in 2012, providing temporary relief for young people brought to the U.S. as children, known as Dreamers. Then came President Trump, who took a notably hard-line stance on immigration. His administration prioritized building a border wall, reducing refugee admissions, and implementing a travel ban for certain countries. The Trump administration built about 458 miles of border wall along the U.S.-Mexico border, as reported by Customs and Border Protection, CBP, by the end of his term. Most of this construction replaced or reinforced existing barriers with taller, more robust steel bollard structures. Only a small portion, around 80 miles, was new wall built where no barrier had existed before. The administration focused largely on replacing and upgrading outdated or ineffective barriers to enhance security along critical sections of the border. The U.S.-Mexico border stretches approximately 1,954 miles, 3,145 kilometers, from the Pacific Ocean near San Diego, California, to the Gulf of Mexico near Brownsville, Texas. It spans 4 U.S. states, California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas, and crosses a variety of terrains, including urban areas, deserts, mountains, and rivers. A core part of immigration policies under Trump aimed at deterring both legal and illegal immigration. President Biden approached immigration differently, though he faced unique challenges. His administration has focused on reversing some of Trump's policies, but the rapid influx of asylum seekers from Central America and other regions has tested current border policies. His team is also working on new ways to handle the DACA program and other paths to citizenship. Beyond individual presidents, landmark immigration policies have also had an impact on immigration. One of the most impactful was the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965, which abolished country quotas and opened the door for a more diverse wave of immigrants from Asia, Latin America, and Africa. Later, the 1986 Immigration Reform and Control Act under President Reagan provided a path to legal status for about 3 million unauthorized immigrants, and penalized employers who knowingly hired undocumented workers. Fast forward to the 1990s. The Illegal Immigration Reform and Immigrant Responsibility Act of 1996 strengthened immigration enforcement, impacting millions by expediting the deportation process and increasing penalties for unlawful entry. Legal immigrants are heavily represented in technology, healthcare, and engineering. Indian and Chinese immigrants often enter the U.S. on H-1B visas, designed for skilled workers. This visa program has helped fill gaps in the labor market, particularly in sectors where US-born workers are in short supply. Meanwhile, unauthorized immigrants make up a significant portion of the workforce in agriculture, construction, and service industries. Studies estimate that immigrants contribute hundreds of billions of dollars annually to the U.S. economy. However, some argue that unauthorized immigration puts pressure on wages and public resources, leading to ongoing debates on reform and regulation. The patterns of migration have evolved, with shifts reflecting global trends. In recent years, we've seen an increase in migrants from countries in Africa, such as Nigeria and Ethiopia, and a greater share of women migrating for economic reasons or as family members. Central American migration, driven by factors like violence and poverty, has also increased significantly. This trend has led to a greater number of asylum seekers at the US-Mexico border, especially during the Biden administration. Policies to address these complex cases are a growing area of focus for lawmakers and communities alike. With more people seeking to come to the US than ever, immigration remains a challenging issue for the US government. Balancing the economic benefits, humanitarian needs, and national security concerns has proven difficult, especially as migration pressures increase worldwide. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.